Okay, nako, magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Welcome mo sa ating program. Ako po, si SONNY LARAGAN. It's another Tuesday. Happy Tuesday ho ngayon. Ayan, kapag ka Tuesday ho, talagang nakasmile ho tayo. Hindi lang ho ako, no? Marami ho tayong mga kababayan ang nakasmile. Andyan yung ating mga, palagi ko, kung tawagin natin, mga Attorney Danna Quinto's angels yung mga, may mga angels sa Attorney Danna. But yeah, good evening. Welcome ho sa ating program. It's another Tuesday. So masaya ho kami. Andito ho kami. Although today medyo malungkot dahil napakataas ho ng COVID. Today is the highest number of deaths sa history ng ever since this pandemic started. Pero ganun pa man, well, let's make it a happy Tuesday dahil sama-sama ho tayo. And nabanggit ho ni na-pick up po kay Attorney Danna Quinto. Ito, i-support bubble na natin itong ginagawa natin program na ito, no? Yung mga iba ho dyan, kausap ko yung aking very good, well, ate, parang sister-in-law marami nang nabubuwang, nagsusuicide doon sa lugar nila. Hindi ko nababanggitin yung bansa, no? Pero ang dami raw nagsusuicide dahil nga hindi nasisiraan ang ulo nitong panahon na ito. Either nawalan ng trabaho, balungkot, namatay yung loved ones. Lalo na especially nung bagong-bago pa lang itong pandemic, di ba? Pero namamatay yung mga loved ones mo, hindi mo mapunta, hindi mo mailibing, hindi mo maano na maayos. Hindi mo mapuntahan dahil nga nakakatakot, no? But anyway, it's a happy Tuesday. Today is the eve na ho ngayon. Bukas may bago ng presidente sa Amerika. No? Today is the 19th. At siya nga pala, today 19th anniversary ko doon sa akin si Scott. No? Tawagin ko Scott parang, ano ba yan? It's a Dutch term for love. Something Scott G or shot. But anyway, kung nanonood man siya, mabuhay ka at maligayang anibersaryo ng pagmamahalan ba yan o pagkakakita, pagkasilay ng Anyway, si attorney, kausapin nun natin. Attorney, magandang gabi si attorney. Ito po, siyempre, lagi naman natin kasama to si Attorney Danna Quinto. Teka muna, pakikilala ko, big time to. Siya ho ay head ng litigation ng DV Solicitors. At the same time ho, siya ho ay partner na ho ng nasabing firm, no? Kaya it's a pride, no, para sa ating mga kababayan na meron tayong kasama dito, abogada ng bayan ho to, abogada ng mga Pilipino dito sa United Kingdom. At siya ho'y naging cover namin sa Yes Philippines, no? Dahil pagka nasa cover ka, ibig sabihin meron kang achievement na nagawa, no? Okay, well, pakilala ko na. I'm sure, lalo na yung mga angels na fans nito Andiyan dyan na, magkausap ko isa kanina kaninang hapon, no? Ito, mga kaibigan, ito na ho, ang ating pinakamamahal na abogada. Head of Litigation, DV Solicitors, at isa hong managing partner, walang iba kundi si Attorney Danna Quinto. Attorney, magandang gabi sa iyo. Happy Tuesday!
Magandang gabi, Mr. Laragan. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Partner lang po, hindi pa po yung partner pa lang po, but happy Tuesday, and most importantly, happy 8th anniversary, Mr. Laragan and Soul. That's something to be happy about.
Yes!
Diba? Nakita ko dapat special ngayon, but special 3-course kitchen dinner muna hanggang makalabas tayo sa lockdown na to. We are, week na? Hindi ko na alam kung anong week ng lockdown na. As you said, it's not a great day sa tali ng COVID deaths sa UK. But we're gonna try to find something positive today, albeit that dahil nga Happy Tuesday ngayon, at ito ay isang remote or virtual support bubble ng mga kababayan natin. So we're claiming that we're gonna be a remote supporting bubble na hopefully makakabigay ng positivity, ng happiness, ng good vibes sa lahat ng mga Pilipino. Nasan ka man, whether you're in the UK, Ireland, Norway, Sweden, Canada, US, wherever you are, welcome sa support bubble na to. Happy Tuesday. Kamusta ka, Mr. Laragan? We're only starting now with asking, how are you?
Okay naman. I'm happy actually. Looking forward every time na, yan, malapit na naman si attorney. Para cycle yan, week in, week out. Ayan na naman si attorney. Nakakatuwang makasama na naman. Alam mo, naalala ko si Lina siya. Lina ba ang first name ni Lina? Lina siya, right? Lina?
Lina, yes.
Oo,
Lina Shaw, yes.
sabi mo, di ba, may nababalitaan tayo, may napapanood tayo mga balita sa telebisyon, lalo na dito sa atin. BBC ang madalas ko napapanood eh. 1,600 plus ang cases ng deaths for today. O, sabi niya, di ba, sabi niya, para medyo yung mental health mo kasi, no, medyo, alam mo na, apektuhan, i-avoid nating manood ng mga ganon. And ito, itong ginagawa natin na attorney, Legal Advice Corner, ito yung kumbaga, ito yung pwede nilang pagbalingan, di ba? Kaya nga sabi nila, pagka showbiz, di ba, nakakalimutan daw yung mga problema, di ba? Kaya nga, nanonood ng sine, pansamantala for 1 or 2 hours na-entertain sila, nakakalimutan nila yung mga problema nila. Ito, it's a welcome, meron ka mga, yung mga, mga angels mo, sila Emmeline Rafael, sila Ma'am Cora Carsola, ayan, sabi, laging nanonood kami, tayo na yata parang parang happiness nila sa gabi eh. Kasi sabi ko, teka muna, nalilipat ako ng daytime, pero iiwan ko muna sila attorney sa gabi. Para sige, basta.
Lumipat ka na po ba ng daytime?
We're planning of doing it, say, 12 or 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, yung aking show. Kaya ako naglagay ng pangalan kasi unlike yung SONNY LARAGAN show, may pangalan ako lahat, no. Dito bigla daw may susulpot, sino yan? Parang Legal Advice Corner with Attorney DANNA QUINTO. Hindi ho ako abogado, ako lang ho kasama, pero ang talagang eksperto sa law. Yan, itong katabi ko, ito si attorney. Yan ang eksperto ho talaga. At yan ang inaabangan ng ating mga kababayan. How was it naman? Ikaw naman, how was your week? The last time we had this very wonderful jam session or
that's right.
Diba? With Lina, no?
With
how was it
Lina,
from the time that we last saw you? Kumusta ka naman? Ano ba, meron ka bang pinagkakabalahan?
Katulad ng siguro napakaraming tao ngayon, it's just plodding on, tuloy-tuloy laban lang, work is sabi ko nga, the courts are open, we still have to keep dealing with court matters. Apart from that, just staying safe, check yung mga kapamilya, kamag-anak, kapuso, sige para fair tayo.
Kapuso, kapamilya, kapatid.
Baka mabash ako ng mga ibang
okay naman yun. Kaibigan natin lahat yan. Kaibigan natin lahat.
I think really just trying to to move forward day by day. Kasi let's be honest, talagang kinakagat na talaga tayo ng lockdown na to. Because at the moment, if you're not from UK, it's the usual winter. It's January. We're knee-deep in winter. And normally, sinasabi ko nga siya, Mr. LARAGAN, yesterday is what they call Blue Monday.
Oh, yes. Something new for me. Blue Monday. Bakit nga Blue Monday? Bakit yesterday was Blue Monday?
Blue Monday na po. It's because, madaming mga theory dito but I first heard it sa gym years ago that it's Blue Monday. Kasi yun daw po ang pinaka-depressing day sa buong taon. Dahil it's third week, so parang normally ubos na nga yung, kumbaga broke na halos lahat ng tao pag January, diba? Mas lalo pa pag third week, yung naghihintay ka na lang ng sweldo. And normally by that time, it's either talagang successful ka sa New Year's resolution mo o talagang na-realize mo na hindi na matutuloy yung New Year's resolution mo. Also, that would be, siguro that's yun yung kasagsagan ng winter. So, sobrang lamig. And that's really where people would feel yung epekto ng gloominess ng winter and all the post-holiday, minsan post-holiday blues So, tinatawag nila Blue Monday. Sabi din ng iba, ito, I don't know if this is true. Ito daw yung time na halos lahat ng tao nagbubook ng holiday dahil gusto ng have something to look forward to. Pero ngayon, doblehin mo pa siguro yon or exponentially more because we don't know when are we gonna go for a holiday. Hindi tayo makalabas-labas ng basta-basta lang. But anywho, sabi nga nila, ang Blue Monday ay pwedeng maging Happy Tuesday. So, lilipas din yung araw na yan. and then you can move on to the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and hopefully, sooner than later, makakaalis na din tayo sa lockdown na to.
Alam mo, so I was supposed to leave, attorney, itong February, the whole month. Okay. The original plan was to spend Christmas and New Year in Spain. Kasi we have meron kaming konting finca doon, no? Sa bandang Alicante region, no? So, supposedly in December, doon ako mag-stay ng the whole month. Pero earlier than that, siguro mga October or something, dahil medyo magulo na, di ba? Parang magla-lockdown. So we have to move it. Na-move namin ng February. Tapos, minove na naman ng June. Pero palagi ko, yung June na naman, hindi naman matutuloy. So pangatlo, pang-apat na moving na to eh. Dahil, alam mo, ang worry ko lang, ang worry ko rin kasi, okay, sige, nag-vaccinate tayong mga malalaking mga kamukha ng United Kingdom, sabihin na natin, vaccinate natin, maging isolated pa rin tayo kasi kung hindi rin successful, it has to be a worldwide drive, no? Yung pag di ba?
That is true.
Oo, kasi kung tayo lang, okay tayo. Mamaya meron pang ibang countries na hindi pa fully vaccinated, yun, lalo na yung mga poor countries. And for some reason, ganun na naman, magsimula na naman, babalik eh. Parang etong buhay natin na new normal na to will stay on for quite some time yata. Parang feeling ko, no? At saka plus it might give a sense of a bit of security for people na nabakunahan. Nakala nila pwede na silang, di ba? Not knowing that they will become carriers na. Meron na silang sa katawan nila. Yung taong na-meet nila, sige, maaaring may immunity sila for probably 5 or 6 months. Pero during that time na meron, kunyari, nakita tayo, nagbeso-beso tayo, attorney. Dahil siyempre, napakatanda ko, mukha na ako 70 years old eh. So, nandun ako sa priority list. O pag nakita tayo, nagbeso-beso tayo, transmit ko ngayon sa'yo. O, di, paano yun? Di ba? Yung feeling ko ba na
kasi
parang...
hindi ako mapapakunahan kasi under 16 ako, ganun ba?
Hindi, mauuna yung mga di ba, yung mga young, meron bang age group yata na meron bang age group na kasama sa hindi wala yata, no?
No, wala po.
Wala pa.
Under certain age as well, hindi yata nila, I don't know, hindi ko na ano yung nila. But you're right about that. Sorry to be a bit jestful about. Tama ka doon na, yun ang hindi pa nila ma-ascertain, ano? Na sabi nila, actually, carrier ka pa rin. Kailangan mo tandaan na kahit napakunahan ka, hindi man ganun yung epekto sa'yo, pero pwede mo pa rin mabigay o ma-transmit itong infection na to, itong virus na to, to somebody else. And you're right, ito yung pinaka-nakakaano kasi kahit gaano kabilis ng United Kingdom mauna sa pagbakuna, hindi pa rin solba yung problema until yung pinaka-weakest link, yung pinaka-walang perang bansa na walang pambili ng bakuna, mapapakunahan yung mga citizens nila. And that's very, very interesting because it really means we're all in this together. Hindi
it's very
bansa
difficult,
bansa.
So, you cannot isolate the country. Pwede siguro, pero it would be impossible to isolate the country maski paano. Exactly. Meron pa rin lulusot. Dito nga lang sa atin, di ba? Everybody should be realizing na we should be staying at home o kaya yung avoid may social distancing, pero meron pa rin taong buwang eh. May taong pasaway pa rin eh. You can't do anything eh. Di ba? Meron talaga sila ulo pa rin eh. May buwang talaga. No? Merong Pero kaya, ayun ang ating dilemma ngayon. Pero mabalik lang ako sa aking supposedly anniversary, kwento ko lang. We had to do it in advance, so Sunday we did it, attorney. Pero ginawa namin, we bought this very meron palang 30-day na na meat pala binibenta. Punta kami sa Sainsbury's, nakabili lang kami, worth 25 pounds. 30 days.
30-day dry age po.
Parang gano'n, 30 days. Masarap. Pero sabi ko, bakit gano'n? Mahal, 25 pounds, tapos 30 days. Di ba? Pero yun na lang yun.
Sabi ko po dun sa pag-dry, and it's, sorry, na-nerd ako kasi medyo, kumbaga frustrated siya ako. And the longer it is na ipapadry age nila, mas standard daw po yung meat because may nagbe-breakdown, may something na chemical reaction na nagbe-breakdown inside the meat and nag-develop yung flavor into much more complex flavor. So may 56 days, may ganon. And that's
Ano days yung sinabi mo huli, attorney?
56, may 56 days, may more.
So siguro mas mahal yun. Dahil ito, 30 days na yung kinain ko eh. Oh, pero
Yeah,
masarap.
that's right.
Masarap.
Masarap,
So, okay.
masarap.
Oh, okay. So, aged pala yun. That's how you call it. Kasi ngayon wala ako
Yeah,
tinitingnan ko, teka
yeah.
muna, 30 days. So, sige, let's do it. Parang anniversary lang natin. Dahil baka wala tayong chance na magpunta sa isang, alam mo na, restaurant, maski saan. Sarado. Yung kaibigan natin may-ari ng Romulo Cafe, sarado. Yung mga sila, Romina Romulo, no? So, nakapunta ka naman, nakakain ka na ba? Nakakain ka na ba sa Romulo Cafe?
Ay, sarap. Masarap po. Masarap
Okay,
talaga.
okay,
Yan
okay.
nakakain ako. Normally, Christmas, kaya nga na-miss ko siya last Christmas.
Okay.
Normally, I get invited to yung mga mabubuti tao nag-iimbita sa akin sa Christmas party nila sa Romulos. Every year.
Okay.
I think I've been going
Na-
for 3 years in a row na. 3 or 4 years in a row.
Nambit mo na may-ari, si Wina.
I said, yeah, I think we were introduced very briefly po. Busy po siya.
Okay. Si Rowena
I
Romulo.
love to meet her properly na yeah, I'd love to ask her kung ano yung history ng restaurant, how is it as a Filipino restaurant sa London, which is hindi marami, ano? Hindi talaga marami.
Josephine's Restaurant. Tapos, yun nga, yan yata halos. Ano pa ba mga
Yung
Filipino
talagang
restaurant?
yung full-on
Oo.
na may malaki yung menu na sit down.
Naku.
I think dalawa lang.
Naalala ko tuloy.
Nakaka-proud.
Naalala ko tuloy. Nalungkot tuloy ako dahil naalala ko yung Josephine's Restaurant dahil yung puso ng Josephine's Restaurant, yung mismong may-ari, yung babae, si Josephine mismo, pumanaw na. No? Oo, kaibigan natin. So, nakakalungkot na isipin na.
Condolences po sa family.
Oo.
Nakakalungkot yung mga... At nakita ko po yung briefly as well sa isang post na since 70s po ba yan or 80s, 20-odd years of serving Filipino people sa United Kingdom. It is the first ever Filipino restaurant, I think, in the UK, ano?
Parang in a way, in central London. Nasa gitna sila mismo. Oo, nasa gitna sila mismo ng central London, di ba?
I've been once. Ang sarap nung...
Ganun ba? Yes, so yung kaibigan natin si Eddie Poniente, no? Poniente family,
The Peniente family.
Our condolences, no? Our condolences. Okay, well, attorney, pabatiin lang natin siguro yung mga una natin mga friends diyan, no? Oo, dahil ito yung mga best friends natin, no?
Ka-support bubble natin.
Ka-support bubble natin. Ayan. Ano ko lang to? Uy, ito. Ang sa akin, ito, si Darmin to, una ko nakikita rito. Sabi ni Darmin.
Ay, Darmin. Kamusta
si
ka sa
Darmin to.
Belgium, Darmin? Kamusta ka dyan?
Ayan, sabi niya, hello, Kuya Sonny and beautiful Dana.
Ay, nakaka-ano na.
Hindi niya sinabi yung
Nakakabalang
ikaw tumaba ang puso mo, ako naman nagtampo dahil dapat sana sa akin, hello Kuya Pogi, ano? Hindi, kaso Kuya Sonny and beautiful Dana. Pero okay na rin, totoo naman yan, ano? Talagang beautiful si attorney. Ayan. Ito na naman si Rudy Librojo. Ano ba? Ikaw na magbasa niyan, attorney. Ikaw na magbasa niyan.
Hi, Sir Sonny, Attorney Lovely, Smiley Dana, and all kababayan. Good evening, all. Happy special Tuesday from Belfast. Happy Tuesday, Rudy.
Happy Tuesday, Rudy. And family, si Nia. Yes.
And Mrs. Librojo and all the kids. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, okay kayo dyan sa Belfast. I don't know what's the situation sa Belfast. Hindi ko alam kung gano'n. I think medyo din, lahat buong talaga buong UK. Keep safe dyan. Sa mga kababayan natin, mga frontliners, keep safe.
Ayan. Okay. Ito, ikaw, si Jenny Smith. Yan. Hi,
Kuya Sonny.
Ito.
Hi, Jenny. Hi, Attorney. Di na, pwede rin. Okay lang din.
Okay.
Hello, Jenny.
Ayan, binabati ka niya. No? Hindi ko alam. Jenny, tell us where you are from, no? Paki-mention lang para at least alam natin. Kasi kamukha ni Rudy, taga Belfast, si Darmin, taga Belgium, no? Kilala natin yan. Ito, 17 minutes ago, ito, nag-message si Irene Duway. Ito, kita mo, pakibasa, attorney.
Yun. Hello to our handsome host, Kuya Sonny. And her very smart and beautiful attorney, Donna, watching from Derby. Irene, good evening to you, beautiful Irene, and to your beautiful family. Hopefully si Edgar, hello Edgar from last week as well, yes.
Magaling na yata si Edgar. Gumaling na ba si Edgar? Edgar, yung ating mga ka-support bubble, lahat tayo support bubble. magkakasama tayo.
So,
Virtual support bubble dito sa ating show. Ayun.
check-in kung okay kayo. Check-in kayo dito para alam namin kung okay kayo at safe kayo
Yes.
at you're well. Yun.
Okay. Ito, sino ba to?
Ayan.
Yan. Si Juliet. Yan.
Oh, Juliet, Mom Juliet. Good evening, Sonny and Attorney Dana. Good evening po. I think Pilipinas si Juliet or UK ba?
No, UK yan. London-based yan. Si Juliet. Nag-recommend manood nung Sabado Panalo. Nanalo ng 5 o 3,000 yung recommenda niya. Siya hindi pa nananalo. Nanalo din naman. Ganun talaga eh. Parang yung meron sinabi, nanalo siya ng beauty contest. Siya lang sinama lang, parang nagpasama lang siya. Tapos siya pa nanalo, no? So ayun.
Parang kami ng college, tinulungan ko yung best friend ko sa project. Mataas pa yung
Oo nga. May ganyan eh, no? May ganyan. Parang nag-work ka sa isang company ko na rin. Nag-work ka sa isang boss. Baka may gusto ka i-recommenda o nag-recommenda ka. Later on, ikaw na wala. Yung tao na yun, nandun na. Siya na who took your place, no? May ganun talaga. Ganun ang buhay ng tao. Wala tayong magagawa. Ay, si Jenny, sumagot, attorney. Sumagot si Jenny.
Si Arnel muna, greetings from Westport,
Arnel.
Thailand. Arnel, good evening.
Ayan, ito, sumagot si Jenny. Ayan.
Cheshire, Cheshire. Yeah, I think napadpad na si Jenny dito sa atin na
ganun ba?
nakadalaw na yan. Cheshire. Nalala ko Cheshire.
Ayan, Ay, si Julie.
Malapit na sa Wales yun, Jen.
Hindi, malayo yun.
Kami, Jen.
Malayo. Hindi naman malayo, pero may north part ng Wales yata, attorney, di ba? Sa bagay, ikaw, mas kabisado mo dahil nagma-mountain climbing ka o hiking, no?
Ay, sasabihin ko lang, kasi na-excite na nerd na naman ako. May malaking history ang nilagay na-achieve ng mountaineering community nung Saturday po. So, may isang bundok, it's called K2 sa Pakistan. So, nung nasa Pakistan ako, binabantayan ko
K2 o K2? K-I-T-U?
K2. No, K, tsaka 2. Yun lang.
Okay, K2. Okay.
Yun lang yung pangalan. It's in Pakistan na not sure kung second siya sa Everest, pero siya yung isa sa pinaka, if not, siya yung pinakamahirap, pinaka-technical sa lahat. And siya na lang yung hindi pa nakaklimb sa winter. So, it's a piece of mountaineering history at lahat sila nagkumpul-kumpul ng December. So, I was quite excited kasi nasa Pakistan ako noon. So, alam ko na hindi ko maabutan kasi it will take weeks for them to go up and down. But nung Sabado, finally, it was conquered. And without oxygen pa. So, alam mo yun, yung ibang mga kailangan ng oxygen mask. Yung isang pina-follow ko na mountaineer, ex-British Army and Gurkha siya. He did it without supplemental oxygen. Without oxygen.
Bakit? Baka you go higher, parang nagiging thinner ang air, gano'n? Parang hindi ka na makahinga?
Hindi ka na po makahinga. And actually, they call it the death zone above 8,000 meters. They call it the death zone. And you can only stay in that zone, I think, for about 24 hours roughly. Dahil yun ang kaya ng katawan mo. And they would actually carry yung ganito, yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, which is an oximeter. Yung saturation ng blood nila doon would go down so much dahil wala nang oxygen, exactly, dahil andun na sila, nasa napakataas na altitude na sila, na halos wala nang oxygen. So, he did it, he's so fit, and that's K2, that's probably one of the most technical, if not the most technical mountains ever. I think second
steep,
highest.
No? Masyadong steep siya, Tony? Hindi ba para siyang...
Very, very steep. It's the second highest mountain in the world after Mount Everest.
Okay.
Pero most mountaineers would agree na mas mahirap siya kesa Everest.
K2. Ayan, K2.
K2, yeah.
Ganda naman pangalan. Bakit K2 ang pangalan niya?
Ganda na. Kasi po medyo tinamad ata yung nagpapangalan niya. I think, hindi seryoso. Kasi may K1, may K2, may K3. Yung iba pinalitan na, tapos siya hindi pa pinalit. It's seryoso.
Okay.
Siya hindi pa rin pinalitan. So, yung iba, kumbaga, pinalitan na. Ito, yun na lang yung sinabi. So, second highest
Magaling to.
mountain in the world.
Yeah,
At,
K2, magaling, no? K2.
I
Sino ba to?
think, medyo mataas yung death rate niyan. Yan yung medyo ano yan medyo controversial
1954,
yung
naakyat
first
niya.
summit.
Ayan, ang mga different ways of going up the mountain. Siguro A, B, A, C.
Imagine niyo po,
Oo.
1954 yung unang summit, pero hindi pa rin nasa summit sa winter. And ngayon lang, 2021, ang first summit sa winter. And that says a lot. That says a lot. And wala pang oxygen, And he's very, very good.
So yung mga Mount Nevis, attorney, baliwala yan. Parang sisiw yan. As they call it, yung mga slang word natin na Filipino. Sisiw yan. O chicken, o kaya whatever, no? O baliwala
Pupunta
yan.
lang yun, parang pupunta lang yun sa sari-sari store para dun sa tao.
Doon ako. Pagka...
Doon tayo.
Hindi, ikaw, ano ka na? Sanay ka na, attorney.
Magdala tayo na ganito.
O sige, bulo. Okay.
Baka bumaba yung oxygen level natin sa Nevis.
Teka muna. Yan ba, may reading yan na may oxygen level, attorney?
Exactly. Let's try that. And actually, ngayong medyo uso ang COVID, sabi nga, nirecommend sa akin na wala ata akong puso. Teka lang.
Paano reading niya? How do you know na okay ka? Meron ba range yan? From a certain range na safe ka?
Yes. So, tayo, nahiya ata sa inyo.
Nahiya. Nausog.
Nahiya ata. Ano niya yung beats per minute mo? And yung, yan, I'm 98, so I'm healthy. And 91 beats per minute. Ang pagkakaalam ko po dito, correct me if I'm wrong, hindi po ako medical, Dito, sa normal natin, I think yung mga nurses, may nagsabi lang sa akin na pag may, medyo medyo usable na to ngayong COVID, panahon ng COVID, kasi ito yung titingnan nila kung in distress yung lungs mo. Pag bumaba sa 92 yung saturation ng oxygen sa blood mo, dapat ka na sa ospital, yun yung normal. However, sa mountaineering community, bumababa ng 80, bumababa ng mas mababa pa doon.
Attorney, ano reading mo ngayon?
98 po.
So ibig sabihin, kung meron bang reading na 100, 105, 110?
Hindi, hanggang 100 lang po. 100% po yun.
Kung 92, mababa ng 92, so 92 siguro parang median or
Sinabi lang po sa akin yun hindi ko po alam, baka may nurse po tayo na dyan, may nagsabi lang po sa akin noon na nurse ko na friend. 99 po ako ngayon, biglang nagpakitang gilas po yung oxygen saturation.
So isang lang, 100, meron ba 100% dyan sa
Kaya, baka
99 ka, from 98 to 99. But that's good. So,
100% off.
Magkano yan? Magkano ba nabibili yan? How much is that?
20 pounds po. 20 pounds.
20 pounds on Amazon?
Amazon, yeah.
Amazon, okay. Pwede na tayo mag-go. Ang advantage niya, nalalaman mo yung air mo. Kasi ang alam ko, nagka-clotting daw yata yung... may nakita ko. Alam mo naman dito ngayon, because of the pandemic, ang dami mo nang napapanood, left and right, no? Hindi mo na alam kung ano totoo. Di ba?
That's right. Yun din yung sinabi sa akin na bumili daw ng oximeter just in case. And also, pag nag-mountaineering ka, magagamit mo din just in case. I'll get one.
Okay. Yes. Tama.
So, double So, ngayong COVID, magagamit mo. Siguro, check yung nurses natin ba? Maybe Edwin ba yun? Yung si Mr. Villanueva, yung baka meron silang recommended na pag bumaba sa ganitong level, kailangan ng
Sino Edwin, attorney? Sino yun?
At yung nurse po na, na Mr. Villanueva po ba yun? Yung
nurse? Lalaki, babae?
Lalaki po yung guest nyo sa health, parang health corner na show nyo.
Baka si Clarissa. Hindi ba si Clarissa?
Yung may nurse po kayo na iniimbitahan minsan nata. I'm not sure. But anyway,
sige, hindi ko matandaan.
Okay.
Anyway. Sige, attorney.
Now is it? Yes,
Okay, sige.
LFP.
Okay, so teka muna siguro may mga pagbati maya-maya na ho yung mga additional, no? Marami
Naman.
tayong teka na ito lang binati lang ako ni happy anniversary daw Sunny and Sol, no? So thank you.
Ayun.
Oo, pangalan to si Albre si pangalan to ating tama ba? Ayun, hello Kuya Sunny.
Darwin. Ay, hindi. Si
Siya pa
Darwin
rin.
ulit.
Si Darwin uli, parang
Ulit.
parang bumalik uli, no? Parang gustong-gusto niya bumalik, no?
Ulit.
Ah, ayan, teka muna. Okay, oops, teka muna. May mga nagre-react sa'yo. Si Irene Duway, abogad, nurse yata to. It's like pulse ba yun? Oximeter. Attorney, it's a
Yeah.
good tool to measure saturation, no? And heart rate.
Saturation doc, yeah.
Sabi niya, normally, healthy people should have saturation of 96% and above.
Ayun.
Wow,
Diba?
tindi naman. No? Okay, good.
Napapagising sila, diba? Nakakatawa.
Oo.
And may
Oo.
may heartbeats, may pulse meter pa rin po. So,
Oo.
diba? Imbis na bilangin natin, diba noon, ganun, no?
Mm.
At least ngayon, lalagay mo na lang. I think it's a decent, sa first aid natin dito. And yun nga,
Palagi ko magaganyan na ako. Bibili na rin ako ng ganyan, no? Para at least alam ko. Kailangan nasa 96 ako, 90 ano. Kailangan
96, yeah.
pag bumaba, may worry, no? Would it help? Hindi ko alam ko, Irene, would it help if I start talagang actively yung walking, jogging, or whatever? Yan ba tutulong ba yan sa, yung ma-achieve yung mga at least 96%? Si attorney, 98, 99 ba? Taas mo, no? Ayan.
Competitive.
Oo.
Would it help? I don't know actually. Would it help? Magandang topic yan. Magandang baka makaano yung mga mga nurses, mga health care experts natin dyan. What could help yung healthy na oxygen saturation sa atin?
Pero,
They have
actually... Sorry. Go ahead, attorney.
No, may po sila, meron silang, because ang isa sa mga nagiging sakit sa mountain is nagiging sobrang baba ng oxygen saturation. Pero may binibigay sila na gamot for what we call altitude, mountain sickness. So, I don't know kung ano yung principle behind that, but it's a good way of looking at para palakasin yung mga baga natin ngayong COVID year na to. I think it would be good to know kung ano ang pwede pa nating magawa. 96% na ba?
Yan sabi.
Thank you, Irene. Salamat.
Merong...
So pag bumaba daw sa 96, hindi na
Yes. Ikaw mataas ka, no?
Maliit lang yung maliit lang yung kumbaga spectrum, may 4% lang, dapat 96 to 100. It means na if it goes below 96, it's a cause for concern.
Pero ang worry ko lang, okay, nagtataka lang ako dyan, attorney. Ang nasa normal, nasa 96, ganyan, pataas. Ba't ginawa pang 100? Diba? Sana ginawa na lang nila siguro 10. Kunyari 10 na lang, tapos from 1 to 6, below 7 or 8, gano'n. Diba? Bakit kailangan 96 pa, 97?
It's a percentage. It's a percentage, Mr. Laragan. It's a
percentage ba yan?
Percentage po yan. That means 100% na may oxygen yung blood mo.
Okay. O, sige. Well,
yeah.
I think
Sorry, hindi ako yung nurse. Nagkunwari, hindi po to health advice course.
Oy, teka na, attorney ho to. Si attorney, legal advisor. Ako, hindi ho ako attorney. Sama lang ako rito dahil kaya lang nandiyan yung pangalan ko kasi nagtataka lang ang tao. Bakit every time na may show, sino ba yun? Parang gano'n, no? Lalo na kamukhaan to, Carlito Barita ba yan? Barilla? O bago yan, from Ipswich, bago ba siya? O, from Ipswich. Oo.
Magandang gabi, Carlito.
Yes, tapos ito attorney, nabasa na ba natin to si si Cathy Bambam. Ganda ba pangalan? Barnham. Kala ko Bambam.
Yes.
Barnham.
Watching from Aberdeen. Good evening, Cathy. Magandang gabi sa'yo from Aberdeen, Scotland.
Ayan. Sino yan? Attorney yan.
May Tigbaw from Exeter, Devon. Good evening, Sir Donnie, Attorney Donna, and all watching this program, watching from Exeter, Devon. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, May.
Happy Tuesday,
happy
May. Yes, si May Tigbaw. Ayan.
Tuesday. Ay, Switzerland.
Yes,
Ayun. Hi,
Switzerland.
Jingle. Hi, Naruto again. Greetings from Switzerland. Pangarap ko
So,
makapunta dyan. Pangarap ko talaga yan. Switzerland, Jingle.
really? Hindi ka pa nakapunta maski si anong Switzerland,
Hindi pa po.
attorney?
I
Okay, yes.
really want to.
Isa pa lang napuntahan ko. Well, napuntahan ko Zurich and Luzerne. Luzerne ba? Yung Luzerne. Luzerne, oh. Okay. Alright. Sige, attorney, we'll have a short break at babalik na ho tayo. Meron tayong konting tatalakayin lang si attorney, pahapyaw, padaan lang. Ito yung dealing with workplace issues by informal grievance. Okay. At tama-tama, maganda, no? May mga trabaho kayo, may trabaho tayo.
Yeah.
Kaya pwedeng ma-discuss yan. Okay, pag-uusapan ho natin, ayan, dito sa ating Happy Tuesday, ang tungkol dyan sa Legal Advice Corner. Saglit po, no? At kami po ay magbabalik ni Attorney Danna.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
Okay, balik na ho tayo sa ating Legal Advice Corner. Siyempre, Happy Tuesday. Kasama natin yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada, no? Mula ho po sa DV Solicitors. Yan ho ay isang partner na ho, no? At, tama ba, no? Partner at head ng litigation. Uy, I didn't know that Mr. Reman, no? Reman, no? He knows Tagalog. Kama, Reman. Hi, Mr. Reman. Good evening. Sabi niya, you know what he said? Magaling ka. So you're good. You're okay. Ayan, oh. Ayan, tingnan. Ilalabas natin. Pero hindi ko alam kung naka Oo, he said,
That's very good.
magaling ka, sabi niya. Hindi
You're
lumabas
good
dito sa
enough,
ating
Simon. You're very, very good. You are
Ayun,
very,
oh.
very good.
That's Tagalog.
Yeah.
Tinuturo mo? Are you teaching him Tagalog words? Some Tagalog phrases and words?
No, I wasn't actually. He did it on his own. Talagang, because I'm trying to learn
Galing. Mr. Breman,
Urdu
ha?
and Punjabi. So
Yes,
very, very
magaling
impressed.
ka.
Well
Magaling
impressed.
ka. Oo. So,
Galing ka, Mr.
mahusay.
Raman.
Mr. Rahman,
You're the
yes.
one who started. Yeah, very, very good.
Ayan.
Mashallah, very good.
Ayan,
Very
yun
good.
ang, siya ba ang ano, siya ang managing partner ba?
Their managing partner. He's the founder
The
of
founder, wow. Of DV
founder
Solicitors,
of
ha?
Solicitors. He's the founding partner, and he's our leader and our inspiration. We
Ayan.
always we always banter. He's a very good guy as well. I think most importantly, he's a good, kind man.
Sayang, no? It didn't come out on the system, but yeah, would like to say good evening to Mr. Rahman, no? Ayan,
Good evening, Mr. Rahman.
good evening,
You're
no?
so awesome.
Ayun. Good
Yeah.
evening.
That's it.
Well, mabuhay, ha? Mabuhay. You should,
Mabuhay,
another
yeah.
word that you have to learn, no? Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
Okay, ito, pabatiin ko lang. Jennifer Guevara Bukadker, no? Bumabati lang sa atin. Okay, Jennifer
Bago
Bukadker.
ba yan? Bago ba si Jennifer? Jennifer, roll call, taga-san ba si
Si Jennifer,
Or,
taga sa Bukadker, watching from London. Aba, naka-specify, ha?
watching from London.
Yes, from London.
Hopefully you are okay there, Jennifer. Malapit lang. Hindi. Taga sa inyo. London ka, Mr. Laragan.
London, yes, oo, ayan. Ayan, oh, yan. Uy.
Los Angeles. That's good.
Oh, yeah, wow. Maria Teresa
Hi,
Javier,
Sonny. Hello,
mabuhay, ha?
good evening.
Mabuhay, ha, sa Los Angeles. Ayan. Hi, Sonny, how's everything doing? Stay safe. Stay safe din kayo dyan sa Los Angeles.
They say.
Ayan.
And tomorrow is a momentous moment for America.
Oh, yes.
Inauguration day, isn't it? A new president.
Yes, today's the eve, no, of the inauguration.
Positive times ahead. Yes. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Meron
Okay.
pa ba? Meron pa tayong
Meron pa, pero maya-maya na. Sige, maya-maya na, attorney.
Maya-maya
We'll
na.
save them for later, no? O, sige. So
Yeah,
today, you're gonna be... Go ahead.
Yeah, matapos ang health advice corner natin,
Okay.
punta na tayo sa legal advice corner. And we're talking, a lot of people been asking me to go into employment law series. So this is the first of a few episodes sa employment law dahil nga ngayong panahon ngayon hindi maiwasan kasi nga maraming uncertain things that are happening na nakakaapekto sa workplace, nakakaapekto sa employer-employee relationship. So there's a lot of naturally may mga issues na nag-a-arise, and most of the time tinatanong kami kung meron man, we're talking about as simple as kumbaga may konting grievance, may miscommunication, or minsan a question, an issue about payslip. Sometimes it's a bit more an issue about possible discrimination, or an issue about redundancy na layoff, or sa term natin sa Pilipinas, or about to get redundant. All of this, or questions or issues about that, may mga ganon. All of this are, kumbaga, normal in the usual landscape natin before COVID. And from what I've experienced in the past few months, mas dumadami pa because of expected reasons. Dahil nga mas maraming kumpanya ngayon na kumbaga na may mga challenges na hinaharap. So, diba, ask me, ano bang pwede naming gawin? What we normally say, and actually kung ano yung ina-advise ng ACAS, which is one of those organizations who helps the employees in the UK with giving them free information and free advice as well. It's an independent organization. Ang normally na starting point namin is have an informal chat sa employer nyo. May mga pagkakataon na hindi ito ang suitable, na kailangan mo na talagang to go formal, i.e. written, i.e. either by a lawyer or by you, formal written grievance. We're going to talk about that next week. But for now, let's start with the simplest starting point na siguro ma-apply mo to with any relationship na kung may problema, ang unang dapat gawin is to see kung pwedeng mapag-usapan. However, may mga pointers tayo na ibibigay kung ano yung, paano nyo, how you can take advantage in terms of finding a solution sa issue na yan by using the informal grievance process or the informal chat, informal talk, informal dialogue process. So kung may problema, first thing to do is, alamin mo, what is the problem? So you can maybe take down notes kung ano yung sa tingin mo ang nangyari. It helps before you have a chat. So have a chat kung sino yung direct manager mo or sino yung HR. Sometimes may mga well-being ambassadors, meron ding mga fair treatment ambassadors, may trade union that you can seek support from as well. But also, kung talagang gusto mong kausapin yung talagang involved or yung pwedeng makatulong is pwede ka humingi, sabihin mo, oh, ito yung issue ko. Can I have an informal meeting with you so that we can discuss that? That's very, very good. Hindi lang yung siguro pababain mo na yung emotions. That's also very good that you take a step back, process mo muna kung ano talaga yung problema. Hingi ka ng hingi ka ng pa-schedule ka ng meeting at some point so that makaka-reconvene ka to gather your thoughts. So the first thing to do, pwede ka kahit informal grievance, check mo yung kontrata, check mo kung ano yung nakalagay doon, kung ano yung process, just to refresh yourself kung ano yung sinabi ng kumpanya in terms of sa handbook nila, code of conduct, grievance process, informal grievance process, minsan nakalagay doon, nakaset out doon sa mga handbook natin. So yung mga handbook na binibigay, pag may employment contract, unang-una, pag may employment contract kayo, make sure nakasave sa computer yan. Make sure you have a copy. Make sure nakalagay sa email. And pag sinendan kayo ng handbook or policy, yes, hindi naman talaga natin pag-aaralan yan talaga, but make sure nakasave, nakalagay somewhere na madali mong hanapin if kailangan mo, if you need to check on a point. So, kung may ganyan, it's just worth looking at it, looking at kung ano ba yung steps and procedures na sinasabi nila. See kung pwede kang makadala ng kaibigan or trade union representative sa meeting, informal meeting to to talk about the discussion. It's always good to know kung ano yung right mo. At this point, feel free to talk to a lawyer. We give a free 30-minute consultation. Feel free to discuss it informally with a lawyer. Feel free to check with ACAS, ACAS. Again, that's the organization who provides free information, advice, procedures, letter templates. It's always just good to know kung ano yung issue na to, ano yung legal right mo, ano yung kailangan mong if ever man mag-escalate to, what you can do or what you're looking at in terms of what you need to prove. Saying that, this is also the time to collect yung ebidensya mo. Although informal to, it's good as early as possible to preserve yung evidence. So, kung may screenshot, kung may yung payslip, sabi mo, hindi tama yung hindi tama yung holiday pay ko. So, you get your payslips in order. Get organized with your paperwork, even if nasa informal stage pa lang tayo. So that's your preparation. It's always worth taking down notes, even if you're going to informal meeting, so that you can follow your thoughts kahit bullet points lang. Kasi most of the time, pag may ganitong issue, may kasamang high emotions yan. May mga nainis, naasar, nasaktan. So it's always worth na meron kang kumbaga guidelines or bullet points so that you don't miss a very pertinent point, material point na gusto mong i-come across. Also, kung mataas na yung emotions, at least you can go back kung ano talaga yung core na issue. Baka naman dun sa kainisan nakalimutan na talaga yung kung ano talaga yung problema. So that's a very good way of making sure na focus yung pag-uusap sa kung ano yung problema. Pag may problema, syempre, kailangan may solusyon. So this is also your time to think about your solution. So at this point, siguro nakatawag ka na sa abogado, na-check mo na yung ACAS website, you've maybe called the ACAS website, you've talked to your trade union representative. So think about kung paano masosolve yung issue na to. So sasabihin mo, yung mali yung holiday pay ko. So syempre, sasabihin mo, kailangan ko ng pakitama yung holiday pay na to because it's not right. So that's the simpler one. Minsan, may much more complicated yung issues, but still it's always worth getting to that solutions part. Kasi hindi mag-move on yung dialogue kung stuck lang tayo dun sa problema. So take down notes kung ano yung sa tingin mo options, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 options in order to move on with this problem. Now, moving on, kung meet mo na yung manager mo or the HR representative with your trade union representative, if allowed, or your friend, your colleague, if allowed, it's always good to explain the problem. Again, kasi nga meron ka ng bullet point sa notes and the name notes mo, diba? Explain the problem first, explain it fully, and then move on and present kung ano yung gusto mong solution. So also, it would be good to, at this point, so diba, organize ka na kanina, na prepare mo na yung evidence mo, you're ready to present kung ano yung sabi mo, ito, let me help you with processing kung ano yung sinabi ko, and I will help you with this evidence, with this corroborative document. So, mas efficient yung dialogue. Whilst you're doing that, you can also take down notes. You can say, well, let me take down notes kung ano yung sinasabi ng kabila or kung ano yung sinabi nyo o kung ano yung pinag-usapan nyo. Because it's always good to know kung ano ba yung napagdiskusyohan. Minsan may minutes yan, although informal to, at least you have a copy, a record, kung ano man, maybe hindi nila binigay yung solution mo, but they're willing to meet you halfway, or may iba silang proposal. So it's always just good kasi you may say, oh, let me think about it, para alam mo talaga kung ano yung pag-iisipan mo. So be prepared to come also with a pen and paper to take down notes of the conversation or the discussion. And this is probably the most important one as well in any dialogue, in any conversation. Kasi two-way ang dialogue, two-way ang conversation, two-way ang relationship. You get the chance to explain, you get a chance to air out your side. The next thing to do is to listen. Makinig tayo kung ano din yung explanation nila. Makinig tayo kung ano yung proposal nila. And also that's the reason why taking down notes is also helpful, because it reminds you to also see yung perspective ng kabila. And from there on, I'm not saying mag-umoo tayo sa kung anong gusto nila, but make sure we listen. And maybe at this point, makakahanap na tayo ng solusyon, and we don't need to go through the other rigmarole, which is a more formal grievance procedure. So those are the points. It may not necessarily be legally heavy, but these are actually very practical, very much solutions orientated. And kung nagawa natin to, it will set you, kung hindi man kayo nagkaroon ng settlement, hindi man kayo nagkaroon ng resolution at the end of it, it will prepare you for the second procedure, which is, or the subsequent procedure, which is the informal process. Because at the end, what you have is, you have the notes of what happened, you know kung ano yung offer nila, you've taken notes of that, you listen carefully, you know kung ano yung position nila, so you can say that to your lawyer, you can relay that as well, because equally importante then when we're getting instructions from client, not just yung position nyo, but it would be so helpful for us to understand kung ano yung position ng kabila, so that from our point of view, we can find first of all, we can relate to you kung ano yung legal position, what's the legal application, legal interpretation in this situation. And then the second part of any advice, which is the practical advice, which is the problem-solving advice. How can we solve it, given kung ano yung nakikita mo, at even kung ano yung nakikita niya. So with this procedure, we hope that if not, hindi kayo makakita ng resolution, it will prepare you as much as possible for the second stage, which is the formal grievance procedure that we will tackle next week.
Okay. So, you write it down, bullet points mo, prepare ito, di ba? And then
That's right,
air your side, and then you take down notes because the next stage is makikinig ka. Pwede ba, attorney?
Exactly.
I-record na lang?
You have to ask permission in order
ganun ba?
in order
Yun ang ano
to
dun.
be used.
Alright.
Kasi no use lang din. Hindi mo din naman hindi mo magagamit sa korte yan kung walang consent yung parehong tao. If both of you, what I normally say is, okay, kung gusto mong i-record, you have to tell the other side, sige, record mo din para patas tayo. Diba?
Akala ko pwede niya i-record para attorney, para ibibigay sa inyo na lang. Kunyari, ikaw, di ba, parang gusto, kasi parang ang mangyayari niya, magte-take notes, take down notes siya, i-relay sa iyo ngayon. Kung ito yung mga napag-usapan, ito yung gano'n.
Yeah, exactly. May minutes of the meeting sometimes, and it's easier.
Really? May minutes of the meeting?
Record it.
May neutral na person na doing the minutes of the meeting? Gano'n?
Sometimes, much more informal grievances kasi nasa informal stage tayo, so maybe tayo ha. And you can say, look, alam ko informal to, but I just want to take down notes because I want to review kung ano yung napag-usapan natin. And you can check it if you want, or kung talagang tinatamad tayo mag-usap at tinatamad tayo mag-take down notes, we can put it in a recording. But that would have to be consented by both parties. Minsan,
permission,
eto psychologically lang, wala tong legal na backup. If you start saying, re-record ko ha, kumbaga ang unang niyan bakit, ano ba, mag-aaway na ba tayo, talaga tayo. So, just be careful of that, yung dynamics ng dialogue na you come across there na with a view to a solution rather than going to war. That's for me, if you are really having a dialogue na naghahanap kayo ng solusyon, it would be good to keep a certain level of kumbaga a diplomacy in terms of dealing with them.
It might cause parang reaction to sa parang ang purpose mo lang is, like you said, take down notes, and then later on if you need to let the lawyer know, that would be the best di ba? All the lawyer has to do is to listen to it, di ba? Okay na pala yan. Ganito, di ba?
By all means. And wala, hindi ko sinasabi na lahat ganun ang reaction. I'm not saying na huwag mo
basta ipaalam lang. Ipaalam lang muna.
Ipaalam mo. Kasi hindi mo magagamit sa korte yun kung wala kang consent. So, it would be good to ask for confirmation. This is, as a clarity, minsan may mga severe cases na hindi na talaga madadaan sa informal grievance and you have to go straight to formal grievance. I'm just saying, ito yung natural na starting point. With most, simpleng maybe misunderstanding or issue or problema sa workplace, this is a starting place. With any dispute as well, meron kaming parang ganito, meron kaming mga pre-action, di ba? One of your favorite legal wording, Mr. Laragan, is the pre-action protocol. Yun na lang, yun is more on corresponding with the other side. Ito, in some ways, ito yung parang bago pa tayong magsulat, mag-usap tayo, have we had a chat? Kasi baka naman maayos sa usapan, if ever. Kung hindi, you move on to the next level. But here, we're just saying to you, ito yung prescribed na kumbaga additional advice namin. If you're gonna do this, if you do this extra preparation or extra na taking down notes, it will help if you go to the lawyer, if you need to go to the lawyer for the next stage. Because I'm gonna ask you, so what did they say? And they'll be like, maybe ito yung sinabi or whatever. But if you have your notes, then you can just forward, ito yung position nila, ito yung in-offer nila. So it's easier for you to go to the next stage.
Okay. Magbe-break tayo, no? Babalik ho tayo sa ating program. Baka may mga tanong ho kayo, i-post nyo lang ho dyan sa atin sa Facebook, no? Huwag ho kayong alis. Saglit ho at kami ho ni attorney ay magbabalik.
May problema ka ba sa landlord mo? Baka evict ka na ni Kuya. May problema sa mga kapitbahay, sa trabaho. O kaya naman kay Mister o kay Mrs. Away tungkol sa mana, mga may utang, mga aksidente, daing o laban sa ospital or sa NHS, harassment, o baka naman may stalker ka na gusto mong ireklamo. Punta na sa DV Solicitors para matulungan ka pagdating sa mga litigations at iba pang mga legal concerns. DV Solicitors at Mayfair House, 11 Lurk Street, Bedford, MK40 3HZ. Tumawag sa 01234-350-244 or 01234-225-188 o kaya naman mag-email sa d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com. Visit our website at www.dvsolicitors.com.
During these trying times, we salute the frontliners who are tirelessly caring for all of us against the COVID-19. To all the courageous nurses, doctors, carers, and paramedics at the NHS, words are not enough to thank you. We at Highlight Express International are here to support you back with a full semester 10% discount when you send your balikbayan boxes to your family in the Philippines. Dahil ang Highlight Express International ay para sa pamilya.
Okay, ayan.
Wala.
Ayan, balik na tayo. Yes. At, okay, teka muna. Wag lang muna ako ng some of our people who are, itong mga bumate. Pero hindi ko alam anong ibig sabihin ni Catherine Yap dito. Sabi niya, yes, screenshots are message siya.
Apple
Don't lie.
evidence.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
evidence.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yan minsan meron din ako niyan, mga naging client ko sa employment law. And I think most people now are taking screenshots of taking screenshots of conversations, because sometimes WhatsApp, sometimes a messenger text and all of that. Yung mga informal na mga exchanges na mga and it's always good to be straightforward. Walang drama. I think that's I think in terms of and that's the reason why nakalagay yung sabi ko, alagay mo, take notes ka. So that when you're there sa informal na meeting, you're able to go straight to kung ano talaga yung issue, yung problema. Kasi minsan, as I've said, and hindi to criticism, kasi normal naman na masaktan yung tao, normal na naasar, na inis. So you can go back to the point. You don't digress sa talagang issues at hand, and you'd be able to relay that as well as your solutions too. So that's I think that's a very it's a good framework for having a full and frank discussion sa kabilang tao.
Ito lang, batiin ko lang may bumabati pala sa atin from Maidenhead, attorney. Nakikita mo ba yan?
England, yeah. So Maidenhead is hi Leslie Delemo Puerto. Maidenhead is saan nga ba? Maidenhead Southeast.
So Maidenhead. Nasa Kent ba yan o hindi ko na. Hindi ko masyado
Maidenhead or Southeast ba yan? Reading or I'm not sure. I know of Maidenhead. I can't place it.
Oo, Maidenhead. Alam natin ang Maidenhead eh. Hindi, siguro parang iniisip natin kung nasa Hertfordshire o Bedfordshire or Hampshire o mga ganyan, no?
Nasa Hertfordshire
Oo.
siya. Sanda, Blasi, sa taga-Sandang Maidenhead.
Sa mga Maidenhead, dapat alam natin ang Maidenhead, no? Ito, si Jenny Smith, may tanong siya sa attorney, yung personal.
Kalinga, hindi ko po, wala.
Hindi, Kalinga. Siguro baka Kalinga. Kalinga yan. It's in the north, attorney. Kalinga Apayao nung araw, yata. Yun yata yan, di ba? Jenny, no? O, Kalinga Apayao.
Hindi ko kaano,
Ayan.
Jenny. Kayo nag-health advice corner kasi tayo kanina. Hindi ko kaano si Dr. Quinto. Ano
Ayan.
lang.
O, Dr. Quinto, in Kalinga. Siguro, pero marami naman kasi siguro Quinto. Halo. Kayo ang mga Quinto na, na Ilonggo, di ba?
Hindi po. Bulacan po. Bulacan.
Bulacan ang Quinto
side.
talaga?
Yung mom side ko po, Bulacan. Opo, Bulacan. Nalupo sa lahat ng mga,
Okay.
kamag-anak namin sa Bulacan. Yes. Bulacan po, yung mom side ko po yung Ilonggo. Both grandparents ko originally were from
From your
Visayas.
mom. So, Tagalog
From my mom's side.
Oo.
Originally from Visayas, but after World War II, maraming mga Ilonggo, maraming mga taga-Visayas na nag-move sa Mindanao. I think during World War II to I
Okay.
think for safety, I think, or after World War II. So,
Pero,
may mga Ilonggo communities sa Mindanao po.
teka muna, so from Bulacan yung mother mo? And then, pero ang kanyang
No,
mga...
father po, father.
Father, sorry. Father mo is from Bulacan. Okay. So ang Quinto is from Bulacan originally.
Quinto is from Bulacan, yes. Quinto is from Bulacan.
Okay.
Mother side ko po yung Ilonggo.
Pero niyaya,
Yung
yung yung nagyaya sa atin ng dinner na taga Sweden na during COVID si Virginia Elona.
Virginia
Taga
Elona.
Marikina yun, di ba? Natatandaan niya yung Marikina mo, attorney.
Yeah po, I lived in Marikina for a few years.
For a few years, oo.
Then, for a few years. Tagal na ako hindi pabalik ng Marikina.
Attorney, ito si Anthony Melendez, nabasa mo na ba?
Magandang gabi, Attorney Donna and Sir Sonny, watching from the northeast again. So,
Northeast,
is,
ano ba yan? Mga pwedeng,
Ano ba?
pwede siyang Newcastle?
Newcastle, yeah, north of
Newcastle, Northeast, di ba? Newcastle.
North?
Oo.
Hindi ba? North lang ang York eh. North. Saan ba, Anthony?
Saka sa Northeast, malaki yan. Parang regional. Para mo kami pinahulaan ng taga-Southeast yan o taga-Southwest England. Pagka Southwest, halo-halo na yan, no? May mga Portsmouth,
Isang
may
malaking
Southampton.
quadrant
May,
na sa atin eh.
exactly, no?
Okay,
Ayan, Ohayimye Marianel. Good evening again po to both of you, Attorney and Sir Dana. Attorney Dana and Sir Sunny pala. Mali pala yung basa ko. No?
Attorney Sonny.
Attorney Sunny. Ayan. Okay. Oo nga, Attorney Sunny. Sana nga. O, di ba?
Attorney Sonny, pwede yung Attorney Sonny.
Attorney Dana and Sir Sunny. Ayan. Ito yung mga friends natin. Ito. Yan, from Cheltenham, no? Yes,
From
Cheltenham.
Happy Tuesday.
Si Ohayimhe, hindi pa tayo sinasagot kung paano i-pronounce yung kanyang surname, no?
Oo nga, paano ba yan
up and down.
Paano ba Oyamin? Yeah.
Oo nga. Attorney, may natutuwa rito sa iyo. May natutuwa sa sa Legal Advice Corner. Ito si Jen Oliveros.
Good evening, Sir Sonny and Attorney Donna. Thank you po sa legal. Jen, thank you. Good evening sa'yo. Tagasan ka, Jen? Tagasan ba si Jen? Alam niyo po ba?
Hindi ko masyadong alam. London yata si Jen. Ayan, sabi niyo, also watching in YouTube. Mas maganda, hindi blurred. Ayun. Tama, totoo yun.
Tayo ngayon, Jen. Mas maganda ba sa YouTube?
Naka-simulcast tayo. So, pwede kayo manood doon kung gusto niyo na mas malinaw. Kasi doon, 1080p attorney, no? Whereas, ang pinakamataas sa pangalan to, sa may Facebook is 720p. So, regular, high definition lang, 720p. Ayan. Sumagot si Anthony, attorney. Taga Hartlepool. Ganyan yata pronunciation yan, di ba? Hartlepool, di ba? Northeast Hartlepool. Oy, mabuhay, mabuhay kayo. And it's nice to know that you guys are watching, no?
Yes, exactly.
Jenny, yan, proud to be Kalinga, sir. Hehe.
Bagay.
Ayan.
Magandang gabi sa taga-Kalinga dyan. Magandang gabi.
Hindi, attorney, nandito yan sa UK siguro. Smith ang apelido eh.
Asmate, I mean, kung taga mga kababayan natin back home, but yes,
Oo.
I think she's very much here with the family, with the little family.
Ano,
Nakakatuwa.
kabisado ko yan. Kalinga Apayao, no? Apayaw ng araw. May tabok
Ayaw, sa
yung...
norte po yan, ano? Sa
Ano yan?
norte,
North
ano?
yan, oh. North yan. Kalinga Apayaw, Apayaw, o may tabok, no? Ayan, tabok.
No,
So,
galing.
yan,
Mag
mabuhay kayo.
travel advice corner tayo.
Oo nga. Hindi kasi attorney, yung ating dati ritong, nung araw, meron pang bago natapos yung, meron tayong rito, defense attaché nung araw. Nung panahon na yon, ano lang siya, Colonel Mayangaw. Ngayon, General na, retired na, General Mayangaw.
Wow.
And I think they're from, hindi ko alam kung Apayao o Kalinga. So,
Kalinga.
Kalinga, Apayao,
General.
yes.
Ano?
So,
Good
oy.
evening po. Wala na po
North
ba tayong
London.
defense attaché?
Yes,
North
that was the
London.
last time that we had a defense attaché.
Wow.
Wala na ngayon. Wala na yata yung, how do you call it? Portfolio? Or parang may tawag doon eh. Wala na yun ngayon, no? John Rocacurva, mabuhay, no? Ayan. Taga
North
Mindanao.
London.
North London pala si John Oliveros, no? Ayan.
North London, malapit sa St. Albans na yun eh. Yeah.
Okay,
John
North London.
Rockefeller, good evening.
Yan. Okay.
Good evening, John.
Ito yung kaibigan natin na nag-develop ng Happy Tuesday.
Ah,
Uy,
yeah.
tama-tama. May question dito, attorney, oh. Ang sabi niya, Kuya Sunny, attorney, na is it advisable? Alam mo, ito, meron akong binabasa dito. Attorney, makakatulong hubang sumali kami sa union? Ayan, oh. Pareho. Tapos Kuya Sunny, Attorney Dana, it was just sent a minute ago, no? Kuya Sunny, Attorney is ayan, to join. Is the British in the British firms I've worked with, I haven't heard any informal grievance. Maybe it's confidential. Ayun.
You don't need to have you don't need to have it in your handbook. Because all it is, Edgardo, good evening first and foremost.
Oh.
Maraming salamat for being the author of Happy Tuesday. I hope you are okay. Advisable to join labor unions, it's totally up to you. I think it's worth having a chat with them kung ano yung makukuha in terms of benefits. Obviously, may mga there's strength in numbers. That's that's something na we know as a fact of life. However, it's always good to have that conversation, to have that positive and proactive na relationship with them if you wanna know if you want to join any labor unions. I think it's worth having a discussion first. Saying that, then you segue go to answer your second question. It is we call it informal chat or informal grievance. What it is basically is to raise an issue informally, which is have a chat with someone, which is what we do as human beings when we have an issue with each other. All it is sitting down with someone and saying, "Ito yung problema. I have a problem with this, and this is what I think is the solution. If you need more information, I can give you more information. What do you think?" So what it is an informal dialogue. Obviously, if you take down notes, that's for you to keep. It is inbuilt. I have seen it in handbooks sometimes. I have seen it in ACAS, informal grievance, or informal chat, informal way of raising an issue. That's all it is. Formal way is when you go when you trigger the formal procedure. Sometimes actually before you trigger yung formal procedure, they would say, "Look, just have a chat with us," because at the end of the day, if may relationship pa na pwede salvage, just like anything in the world, walang perfect na tao, walang perfect na organisasyon, walang perfect in the same way, walang perfect na relasyon. So if there is an issue, hindi man always there's certainly events and situations that you need to go all formal, na talagang kumbaga irretrievably broken down na yung relationship. But with most situations, nadadala sa talk, an informal talk or an informal chat. It's like sometimes, look, sasabihin mo lang, parang may mali doon sa payslip ko. And sometimes talagang clerical error lang. So if you have a chat with someone, if you give them yung explanation with the issue, and maybe they could straight away come back to you and say, I can see that. We'll get that sorted for you. So you did not need to go through the whole, let me invest all this mental energy and resources here. Kumbaga kung may proportionate way to deal with the problem na mabibigyan ng solution, then start with that.
Ayan. Okay. So, yan. Pero may nagsasabi din iba, minsan, parang sumali daw sila sa, kunyari, yung parang isang, yung sa mga nurses yata, unison, na babanggit-banggit lang naman.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Pero wala daw sila nakukuhang pakinabang eh. Kung totoo siya, parang pera lang nila nakukuha, na ilalabas lang. Ano? Oo, lumalabas lang pera. Pero,
Eduardo, it's worth asking around if people have been to the union. So do your due diligence as well. Ano ba ang naging experience ng ibang tao about this? Ano ba yung nakuha ng ibang tao na suporta? So I think it's a case-to-case basis. Depende sa industriya, depende sa kumpanya, depende sa quality nung mga tao na andun sa union na yun, the quality of advocacy that they can provide to you. So just like with anything, it's a decision that you have to make for yourself if it's something that would be a good fit for you.
ayan. Sabi naman ni Catherine Yap, yes to advice, travel advice corner, please. Kasama si Catherine. Saan ba naka-base si Catherine? Catherine, saan ka naka-base?
Philippines. It's a good friend of mine from Philippines.
Wow, Catherine, travel advice corner, oo nga. Hindi, Pilipinas kasi, very interesting, different parts of the Philippines, no? And of course, dito sa Europe nga, like, sabi mo nga, hindi ka pa napasyal yata ng Switzerland lang, no? Pero yun nga, there's a nice Zurich, hindi ko pa napunta ng Geneva, but I've been to Lucerne, and I've been to a place, attorney, kung Rapperswil. Rapperswil. Sabi nila, puro daw, attorney, puro mga Rapperswil.
Katulad ng pagtingin natin sa QUINTO, rappers. Ano yung rapper? Parang yung...
Rapperswil, it's a place in Switzerland na parang land of rose, parang rose town yun eh. Parang Rapperswil na, ayan, top things to do in Rapperswil. Parang, travel, ano ba tayo? Corner ngayon tayo.
Travel advice corner.
Advice corner,
corner na tayo. Sabay-sabay
Legal
tayo
advice corner and
mag-interview.
Rapperswil attorney.
Okay. Ganyan pala yung ganyan pala.
Puro roses yata yung attorney. Pag, hindi ko alam kung totoong may no? Ayan. Roses ba? Anyway, may naging traveling tayo. Hindi, okay yan. Pero maganda yan kasi kagandahan ho rito is, ayan, di ba? Pero yung mga travel din, pag may problema sila, attorney, kayo bang mga abogado? Pwede rin kayo Are there some, meron bang travel na related na case minsan na pwedeng,
Absolutely. I've dealt with personal injury na pwede mong na covered ng jurisdiction in UK because of a certain contract, yung holiday contract. I've not done that for a while, so I have to check kung applicable pa rin yan. I've dealt with the same na mga airlines na mga issues, as well as I've dealt with parang may mga personal injury as well via Geneva Convention. Not massive injuries, but small issues regarding that. So may mga ganon, kasama pa rin yan, yung mga insurance na, mga travel insurance yung iba dyan, di ba? O common dito sa atin, if you go away, you have a travel insurance and your travel insurance was bought here in the UK, so they go back here when they say, oh, hang on, my travel insurance, I want to invoke my travel insurance because I had an accident abroad. So may kasama din po yan sa mga
okay.
sa mga cases natin.
Jenny Smith, nag-acknowledge siya na, that's right sir, from Tabuk, no? Ito,
Tabuk,
attorney,
yeah.
Dennis Gonzalez Gragasin,
Yes.
Nabasa mo ba ito? Teka, maasa na ba yan?
Hindi pa po.
Ayan. Okay. Ano nito yan?
That's okay.
Hard for sure yan, attorney.
Yeah. Hi, Attorney Dana. Thank you for your help and advices from Royston. Picture. Good evening, Sir Sonny. Dennis, wala nga naman. Hope you're okay and hope the family is keeping well and safe.
Ayun, oo. Ayan. Okay.
Ah,
Well, nakakatuwa naman
Torston, malapit sa amin yun eh. Doon sa St. Albans.
her,
Yun eh.
St.
Torston.
Albans. Okay.
Opportunity, yeah. That's right.
So,
Ang dami
you were
ng,
telling them, pag-aralan nila if they have to join a union or not, no? If it would be beneficial for them or not, no? Kasi nga, yung sinasabi ko, some people say na sayang lang. I know of some people who started out, with Unison halimbawa, and eventually, sayang lang yung pera binibigay namin. Hindi naman ako natulungan, meron akong problema sa trabaho, no? And so they got out, no? At hindi nila tinuloy na. So informal, after the informal, if you're not happy, ganun ba? Ano ba mangyayari yan? Na parang you'll have to wait for a resolution, and if for example you feel unhappy or yung parang dinaing mo hindi napakinggan, now you go to the next stage. Yung ba ang
that's
pag-uusapan
natural escalation kasi parang you showed na reasonable ka naman. Hindi mo i-escalate straight away. So the natural progression is to put it in writing and say, look, I want a full investigation of this. We're doing this on a more formal basis now. Na talagang you are invoking them. You are invoking the process na normally nasa normally nasa policy, company policy or handbook, grievance process, grievance procedure. So it goes there and it will set out kung ano yung actually step-by-step process to get to that point. So
are we empowering our kababayans by way of kamukha nito kung meron silang mga grievances? Sama, pwede siguro itanong sa'yo, no? Attorney, i-consult
Absolutely.
Itanong lang, ano bang attorney dapat gawin dito? Ano bang ano? Kasi somehow, kung talagang isa sa loob mo lang yan, di ba?
Absolutely, yeah.
Di ba? Meron kasi, minsan, iba yung language, kung hindi ka fluent siguro sa no? Paano yun? Pag hindi fluent attorney, ano gagawin? Kailangan interpreter?
Interpreter, hindi ka na interpreter.
Kasi hindi mo ma-explain talaga. Meron ganun di ba? Maski mag-grievance ka pa, kung hindi mo maipaliwanag, kung barok-barok ang English mo. Me, I'm angry. You boss, paano yun? Pag gano'n, di patay na. So, it has, di ba? So, siguro, if you need help, magpatulong ho kayo siguro. Ganun ba? Parang, are you allowed to go to a grievance? Hey, sorry, no, I'm not very fluent. I brought my cousin. Pwede ba yung ganun? Pinapaalam pa rin yun?
It's reasonable. It's a reasonable request. Kasi sasabihin mo, look, the job here is to solve the problem. For us to solve the problem, we need to understand each other. So, because kilala ka naman ng boss mo, di ba? They would know kung ano talaga yung level ng English mo. Malalaman na nila kung talagang nagsasabi ka ng to, baka naman kahapon may British accent ka, the next day sabi mo, barok ang English mo. So they would obviously know kung reasonable yung request mo. So you'd have to say, look, as you know, alam mo naman, hindi perfect in English, and I would need someone to interpret for me. That's a reasonable yung request na yun. So I don't see why kumbaga mas makakatulong sa kanila na maintindihan nila ng maayos kung ano yung dinadaing mo.
You mentioned, attorney, yung ACAS, no? ACAS. Ito, I have it.
Let's look it up.
Ano ba ACAS? Yan.
That's it.
ACAS working for everyone, attorney. Ano ba yan? What is that?
It is
About us.
About us. It's an independent
Advisory, Conciliation, and Arbitration Center. Ito ba ACAS ginagamit din doon sa yung mga parang disputes, sa family disputes na parang hindi ba ginagamit? Iba yun?
Kapas po.
Ano ba yun? Ang dami na. ACAS, may okay, so ayan, what we do, ano ba, what do they do? Employment rights, best practice and policies, tama ba yan? Resolving workplace conflicts. Yeah, free ACAS services.
That's right. Yeah. That's it.
Parang parang attorney, para tayong nagbibigay tayo ng additional information sa kababayan natin. Remember when we had Lina, she was mentioning about mind. Diba? If you
That's
wanna,
right.
diba? So kung gusto niyo may matawagan at hindi niyo na rin kaya na buong-buong na rin kayo, baka somebody might be able to help you in a way by talking about your problems dun sa mind, no? So kita nyo, marami kayo natututunan dito, pati ako. May nalalaman ako tungkol, which is good, no?
Para mabigay natin na andito, we're always here. You can call us. In addition, and ito pa yung mga sources of information para sa inyo, para sa kapatid, kamag-anak, kaibigan nyo. So you don't feel na overwhelmed, especially na nasa ibang bansa tayo. So you don't have to, wag mong kimkimin. Di mo kailangan kimkimin at wag matakot kasi dito sa bansang to, Mr. Laragan, what I feel, this is just my personal experience, hindi nila, normally employers don't take it against you. Normally that's the keyword. Normally, kung maayos naman ang pag-present mo ng issue at nag-present ka din ng solution, para proactive, constructive ang approach mo, they would rather have that as a starting point. Na open yon so that you can solve the problem. Kasi nga nito, they're very, kita mo, merong independent public body funded by the government so that it will help empower, inform, and facilitate conciliation and arbitration services sa mga between employees and employers. So, malakas ang employment law dito sa bansang to. So, use it constructively. Yun yung I think what any legal advisor would tell you is that if you can't solve the problem, nip it in the bud. Yun yung natin, yun yung minsan may mga bagay na you can nip it in the bud by just having a good chat about it.
Ayun, nip it in the bud, no? Para sa simula, para bago lumaki o bago sa simula pa lang,
Simula pa lang, tapos na.
Natapos mo na, nasolusyon na mo na kagad, naayos mo na.
Solusyon na agad. So, but then, again, here we are, napakita ni Mr. Laragan kung ano yung mga sources of information for you, as well as mga kaibigan at kamag-anak natin, at kababayan.
Well, just to let you know nga ho pala, between Facebook and YouTube, mas stable ho ang video sa YouTube, no? If you want to have a better, crystal clear na na video.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So ito, basahin ko lang kung sino-sino itong mga baka hindi po kilala yung mga pangalan na attorney na nanonood sa atin. Merong Theo Mutok Fernandez nanonood sa atin, no?
Theo, good evening, Theo.
May pinapatanong dito, sandali ha. Titingnan ko lang kung lumabas doon sa ating ayan. Titingnan ko lang kung lumabas doon sa ating tingnan natin kung lumabas doon sa ito wala, hindi lumabas doon. So may tanong dito si Ohayam Hiye, Ohayam Hiye. Ito hindi ikaw talaga masama loob namin sa iyo.
Ano ba ito na?
Ay, grabe naman pa. Ano pala to? Immigration to. Sa Marinel sa Thursday. Pero I don't know kung may pinapatanong dito. Pwede daw ba mag-travel sa ibang bansa ang asylum seeker except the country she comes from? Teka lang,
but you probably have to ask solicitor Attorney Lira sa Thursday. From my element, ayoko magbigay ng kasi hindi ko area ng law. Kung nakatenga yung passport mo at the moment, I'm not sure if you can actually. Kasi may mga instances ngayon kahit may application ka, Mr. Laragan, you can get it, you can get your passport now, so you can use it for travel. Minsan if you need to travel, that's very different when I was doing my own visa. Many years ago, talagang pag binigay mo yon, bibigyan ka talaga ng di mo na to, pag nilagay mo na yung yung pasaporte mo, hindi mo makikita ng 6 na buwan.
Parang ngayon, merong mga cases nakakalalabas ba? Parang minsan, parang gano'n. I'll have to go out for one.
May iba ata, from what I did a few years ago when I did a bit of immigration, na pwede mong sabihin, pwede mong na once your application, if you need it to travel, I think may instances, but I'm not sure kung ganun pa rin yung especially now na may travel ban. So, I'm not sure about that. I think best to come back on Thursday, so you can ask the specialist what's the situation. Given COVID as well, it may be a bit complicated.
Okay.
Lalo na kung nakasabit sa asylum application mo.
Oh, okay. All right.
Basta
Well,
mga ano natin dyan.
ay, attorney, wala bang ballpen tong si Catherine Yap nung bata kayo?
Schoolmate ko yun eh. Hindi yung ballpen ko.
Oo, sabi niya magkaibigan kami ni Dana. Tapos sabi niya, kinuha ko ang ballpen niyan noong bata pa kami.
Schoolmate ko yan. Ako
Oo,
Nadal.
ano ba tawag dito? Pagka ano ba yung nininik when you nick something? Nick dito ang slang word for...
No, actually, may pauso po ako eh. May pauso ako ng bata ako. Yung ballpen, actually yung sign pen, pinapaliit. Ewan ko bakit.
Pinapaliit mo.
Pinapaliit ko para cute. So, inaano ko, may ginagawa kong mini ballpen.
Okay.
Nahihingi ng mga kaklase, ng mga ka-schoolmate ko pag nakikita. Isa yan sa mga humingi ng ballpen ko nun.
Ano yung attorney? Nilalagari mo, tapos yung dulo, kunyari, big ballpen halimbawa, yung parang plastic sa dulo na pantakap sa dulo, puputulin mo na rin yung yung nasa loob na lalagyan ng ink, no? Ayun, okay. Kaya pala, very, paano?
Babalik ko ng mighty band. So, yung kukunin mo yung gitna, yung dalawa ng gitna. Tapos,
Okay.
ima-mighty band. Ewan ko ba, yung mighty band.
Okay.
So,
So,
sa sign pen po. So, pag nakita nila, matatanong, ano yan? Saan mo binili yan? Wala. Ginawa ko yan. Nahingi tuloy.
okay. Well, okay.
I'll
So,
do one again. I haven't done one for
wow.
a few years. Uso lang yun.
Kaya pala very petit.
Maraming time.
Kaya pala very petit ka, attorney, dahil yung mga, di ba, malaki na yung ballpen, big, kunyari, pinaliliit mo pa, no? Tatanggalin mo pala ang gitna. I was thinking na puputulin mo in half and then you'll take off the parang plastic na nagko-cover ng butas sa dulo. Tapos yun na, isasaksak mo ron, no? Tapos puputulan mo lang yung ink na yung lalagyan ng ink, no?
Kailangan. Sign pen, a certain kind of, magagawa mo lang yan with a certain sign pen. Kasi, pag yung
okay,
sign
sign
pen,
pen.
liliit na, kailangan liliit mo na yung sign pen, tapos puputulin mo yung pareho yung loob, pati yung labas. Pero yung gitna, para mabalik mo siya uli together. And then it would look like a really mini sign pen. Tapos, sino mo bili yan? Tapos na yun, nahingi tuloy.
Okay.
Nahingi.
May gusto magpatanong dito, attorney. Okay, ano to? May kaibigan ako dati, ngayon inihiya ako sa Facebook. May dapat ba akong gawin?
That's, pwede na. Pag-usapan natin yun Mr. Laragan nun, early na lockdown, cyberbullying.
Banggitin ko ba yung pangalan niya o ayaw yata pabanggit yung pangalan eh?
Huwag na. Sige ba?
Okay. May kaibigan siya tapos hinihiya siya sa sa social media.
It's a form of bullying, isn't it? And harassment sometimes.
Can you prevent that? Can you, pwede ka bang manakot niya? Takutin mo, huwag mo kang ganyanin, didemanda kita, o. Di ba, sa Pilipinas, may cyber, may cyberbullying, may cases sila, di ba? Ano pwedeng habulin sa kanya, attorney, para tumigil na?
Una, block mo. That's the
block
first
mo, okay.
and foremost na sinasabi ng Facebook. Block mo. You can report to Facebook. Take a screenshot, ebidensya, you would say
May
that.
screenshot,
Take a
parang si
screenshot.
Catherine Yap, no?
Lalo na kung harassing na yung conduct, because you can, kung it's a series of action, yung pabalik-balik na hinaharas ka, potentially, that could be a civil action as well, or a criminal action. Depende sa severity, maybe na pwede mo lang ibigyan ng warning na if they don't stop, you'd report them to the police, or you take legal advice, and take evidence, report to Facebook, block mo siya para wala na siya sa isip mo din. And then, pag talagang hindi pa na you can report yung sa police yan. And you can you can report sa Facebook for harassing conduct. Ang problema dyan minsan, and this is actually one of the cases na I was asked to advise upon, may haras, tapos ibablock mo, bablock sa Facebook, tapos magbubukas uli ng bagong account. bablock mo ulit, haharas, and then it goes on and so forth. But actually, pag na-report mo yan sa Facebook, they can find yung IP address, which is like a digital thumb mark, digital footprint nila. At malalaman kung saan galing yung mga messages na yun. If it's coming from the same area at kung dun ba nakatira yung pinaghihinalaan mo na tao. So there is a possible repercussion for those cyber bullies or harassers.
Ayan. Oh, so may hope ha? Maraming mga ways. Police, Facebook, ano.
You can report, you can block, you can report.
You can block, di ba?
You can report to Facebook, you can send them a warning letter na i-report mo sa police if they don't stop, or you will ask a lawyer to deal with it accordingly. But at the end of the day, kung hindi naman tama, if it's a harassing conduct, or hindi naman tama yung pinagsasabi nila, if it's potentially defamatory, so those are possible action against them.
Ayan. Pwede mag-criminal din sa kanila, attorney, no?
If it's harassment, yeah, potentially.
Yes.
It has to be quite severe though. Bago action ng police. It's the discretion ng police or CPS if they will file a harassment case against them.
Ayan. Okay. So, okay ka na, no? Okay na itong ano. Alright. So, okay. Teka na, basahin ko lang yung mga ibang mga bumati na nanonood na sa atin, attorney, no? Ano ba to? May tanong, teka muna. May tanong yata ito si Superman Ed, no?
Ed, kumusta ka? Kumusta ka, Ed?
Ito,
Galing ka na ba?
Oo nga, magaling ka na ba? Ayan, ito, sige, ito, may message yata dito, attorney. Ito, siguro last question natin din, no? Okay, yan. Naku, maduduling kaya yata malit. No? Mababasa ko, malaki-laki na sa akin eh. Pero ako si Edgar Duway daw napagtulungan ng dalawang magsyotang manager sa pagbully. And they used my back problem as a ground to blemish my record. The back problem was due to accident at work. They don't like me because I fight back and answer back to them as they bully others.
Yeah.
I should have filed a complaint against them, but since I'm new here in the UK, I didn't know what to do. Sabagay, marami ganyang cases, attorney. Hindi alam no? Lesson learned. Use proper channel. Ang hirap dito pag di ka puti, pagtutulungan ka minsan.
Yeah, we've heard instances like that. Yeah, we've heard instances. And tama naman eh. Tama naman yung sinabi ni Ed na pag may nakita ka na hindi tama or you think na may problema, hindi mo kailangan kimkimin yun. There are options available. Sabi ko nga, pwedeng some instances, you can have a chat dun sa HR. At talagang pag hindi talaga na-resolve, you can make a formal complaint. And they are bound by law na pag-anuhan yan, pag-imbestigahan. So, you have rights here. You have yung employment law in the UK is pretty strong and pretty mature na here. So that's one thing na sinasabi ko sa mga kababayan natin. Get advice, get all the information that you require. At even if sa tingin mo hindi sabi mo ay mananalo ba ako? I think just raise the issue para magkaroon ng as I've said it could be in a constructive way, para hindi mo makintim yan. Kasi yung ganyan na parang hindi ka na masaya, hindi na parang hindi mo na na-feel na tama ang pagtrato sa'yo sa workplace mo, that's going to eat you up, di ba, Mr. Laragan? Sometimes it hindi na sustainable. So there are proper channels. According nga kay Super Ed, go through the proper channels and get yourself heard.
Kuya Sonny, meron pang rito pa ano lang, no? Okay, sandali lang. Mahirap talaga pag malabo ang mata, no? Oo. Pag malabo
Hindi
ang
natin
mata.
sa prompter, yeah.
Oo nga. Si Edgar pa rin talagang excited. Andiyan pa ba yung question? Hindi. Dito, okay. Ito, babasahin ko lang. Hindi yata lumabas sa ating
Sige,
sa
go for it.
prompter. Okay. Dahil si Edgardo ulit, nagtanong, Kuya Sunny, Attorney Dana, may news dati. Nagreklamo yung employee kasi yung manager niya, sinabihan siya palagi na doon ka nga sa may ilaw kasi di kita makita. Nakorte
yeah.
at nanalo ang employee. Bakit? Paano siya nanalo? Anong case to? Ano ba to? What kind of a
I
case
think
is
it's,
this?
I think they are intimating racial discrimination. I think that was,
okay. Doon ka nga. Hindi kita makita.
yeah.
May parang
Diba?
siguro, parang ganun. Yun.
That's
Doon ka
racial
nga sa may ilaw. So parang
discrimination.
ano.
Oh,
Ayan.
and perhaps hindi lang siguro, baka hindi lang yan, baka series of ano yan na hindi lang yan yung sinabi, baka parating ganyan ganyan yung mga comments sa kanya at talagang naanuhan na may inherent discrimination yung taong yun sa mga taong kumbaga ibang kulay. So that's what I can see from that case summary
Ayan.
ni Edgardo.
Nagsisharing. Yan ang maganda, no? They really watch.
That's right,
Basahin ko lang yung mga
that's
attorney ba? So, ko lang yung mga pangalan. Nakakatuwa yung mga pangalan na sa ating mga nanonood eh. Ito may XX Ange Alcayaga Turqueza. No? Nanonood siya. Benedict Castillejos. Mamu Joyd. Ganda ng pangalan to. Ito si ako si Liz. Mamu. M-A-M-U tapos J-O-Y-D. No? Ako si Liz. No? Ayan. Of course, si Jingle from Switzerland nanonood sa atin. No? Chumak. Ganda ng pangalan. Chumak. Tapos Connie Sandayan Jimenez. Ito magandang pangalan. Ko Ting Lee. Ayan. Correct. Ko Ting Lee. Ayan. Parang Chinese, no? Ko Ting Lee.
Bayan na yan? Bayan na natin?
K-O-W, Ko. K-O-W Ting. T-I-N-G and then Lee. Parang Ko Ting Lee. Naintindihan niya kaya pinag-uusapan natin? No? Nanonood siya. No? Mahani Rajak is watching, no? Ses Laksamana, thank you. Theo Mutok Fernandez, mabuhay, no? Nanonood sa atin si Don Humilia or Jumilia. Miss Sala Blessy, thank you very much for watching, no?
Hello.
Mabuhay kayo. Talagang nakakatuwa dito mga pangalan na yun.
Nagro-roll na naman si Mr. Laragan. Checking of attendance tayo.
Rosa Beth Makatugal, Don Sabalia Bonachita, Naimin Serolf, and ayan, Connie Moratin. May Forex Cargo Northeast Scotland. Nanonood siya.
Wow.
Heroline Sanchez. Marifet Timbas Davy. Ganda ng mga pangalan. JCF Dancel is watching. Myrna Flores. Mabuhay kayo, no? Blessed de, of course, si Delemo, nag-message yan. De Huerto, no? Leo ganda naman ang apelido, Lamboloto. Sir Denna. Marites Sobeso. Aljairo Diel Alcachupas. Ganda naman, Alcachupas. Jonette Stevenson. Marisol BF, ganda, Stevenson. Alcachupas. Ganda ng apelido niya, no? Sunday Dorado. Alcachupas. No?
Sunday ba pangalan?
Sunday Dorado.
Dessert? Parang ganun?
Sunday Dorado. Dessert ba ang Dorado? Sunday.
Sunday.
Dorado.
Sunday na linggo.
Sunday na linggo. Tama, Sunday na linggo. Sunday Dorado.
Sunday na...
Yan ang pangalan niya. Arnel Valenzuela and Yun Hie. Yan ang mga pangalan nila.
Nakatawa yung mga pangalan ng mga kababayan natin.
Yes. Parang hindi mapigilan talaga na jingle na talagang sabihin na talagang nanonood talaga siya magmula sa Switzerland. No? Mabuhay kayo dyan, ha? Switzerland, ha? Jean Jamie Tabalias, Leonila Apostol, Brian Mayo Banan. These are quite new names that we're watching, seeing. No? Mabuhay ho kayo. Thank you very much for watching us.
Mabuhay po kayo.
Ayan.
Mabuhay po.
Nako.
Welcome
Happy
to the
Tuesday.
support bubble. Welcome to COVID lockdown support, virtual support bubble natin.
Yes, hala. Aberdeen, Maidenhead, hindi lang natin nasagot kung nasa ng Maidenhead, kung anong Hertfordshire, kung Bedfordshire, kung ano. I'm sure hindi Bedfordshire yan dahil you would know right away dahil taga diyan ka, no?
Okay.
Ano natin nga Maidenhead, attorney, ano natin ng Maidenhead? Baka para England, England yan. Para malaman natin, may Maidenhead din.
Malapit na po natin yan Maidenhead.
Ang Maidenhead?
Ko na yun Berkshire, England. Sa, ano,
Oo.
sa, malapit lang.
Pero ang pronunciation nila, attorney, dyan isang bark. Parang A, no? Berkshire. I'm
Berkshire. Oh,
from
yeah.
Berkshire. Oh,
Berkshire.
yeah.
Ayun. Oh,
Berkshire.
tama,
So no,
tama.
it's a
Berkshire.
market town in Berkshire, England. Oh, it's a Berkshire.
Berkshire,
Oh,
you're
it's
right.
southwestern.
Kid Berkshire.
Okay. Oh, nga, Berkshire.
Tama
Berkshire
ka.
would be... Oh, ano ba ang Berkshire na ano
Ganda
lugar?
dun, di ba? Parang ano. Saan ba malapit yan? Malapit sa Watford.
Ang
Malapit.
Berkshire,
Halverson.
ano ba? Berks eh. Ano ba? Berks ko
Oo.
tawagin na. Pinapaig sila. Hertz, di ba? Hertfordshire, Hertz.
Halls,
Oo.
yeah. Hertfordshire.
Oo.
Malapit sa Reading ngayon nga.
Kukunti lang ang tao doon. Attorney, 60,000 lang. Totoo ba yan?
Kunti lang.
60,000 naman. Kukunti na ba yung 60,000
Hindi ako
for a place?
nakakakita ng maraming tao ngayon, Mr. Larado. Paglabas ng lockdown, baka magulat ako sa... Hindi na ako sana makakita ng marami.
Oo nga. Ibang klase na, no? Pero hindi, siyempre, pagka wala na yung mga lockdown, yung mga friends natin, makikita na natin. Yeah, Maidenhead is a part of, like, Berkshire
Tahan
nga
natin
sabi
si
mo, ano?
Virginia sa Sweden.
Ayan, oo.
Yan.
Governance. Anyway, so ayan. Maidenhead. Pero it's a very common name yan, di ba? Maidenhead, that place. Hindi lang natin alam kung talaga saan, kung anong eksaktong lugar lang. Yung pala, nasa Berkshire pala, o Berkshire, no?
Malapit lang pala.
Malapit lang pala, oo. So, ayan.
It's a good place. Nakaka-miss makapunta ng ibang.
Hindi pa.
Hanggang dito na lang tayo mag-ano.
Dati kasi, di ba, pag exercise malayo, pwede ka mag-drive down. Nung una, nung bagong mga lockdown, no? Pero ngayon, hindi na. Are limited. Kailangan have to be local at least, no? Di ba? You cannot justify na mag-exercise ka na pagka layo-layo mo, di ba? You have to exercise.
Makapag-exercise ka sa Scotland.
Oo, grabe. Malayo. Interesting, sabi ni interesting question daw from, ano ba to? Teka muna. Si Edgar, final na to. Si Edgar may tanong, attorney, hindi ko alam. Pahaba lang. Okay, sabi niya, tanong, kung nasa shop floor kami, tinawag akong stupid ng manager na mayabang. So I should back and insulted her. Siguro, binalikan niya and insulted her by saying, check my record in HR and see who got a higher education than, between us, sabi niya, no? Is that ground as bullying as she called me stupid with loads of customers? But I shouted back, laughing loud back. My bad is really deliberately play stupid around her to annoy her. I'm also a supervisor at work. Mataas naman pala ang posisyon ni Edgar. I'm also so ano yan? Okay. Pwede mo ba ang anuhan yun? I-grievance mo yun? Ito, sinabi niya, stupid ako.
No, I think obviously hindi sa tingin mo na ano ka na, offend ka. I think kung na-offend ka and kung hindi naman yun talaga yung code of conduct, check mo kung ano yung code of conduct dun sa kumpanya yun. Baka nakalagay doon na you don't call offensive person reasonably. Reasonably naman, pag tinawag kang stupid na kahit hindi nasa workplace and in public, talagang offensive yan. So I think you should raise it. Parang hindi na alam niya na hindi na to banter. O hindi na to asaran lang o alaskahan na, nakaka-offend ka na. So please, can you stop that? However, saying that, mas stronger yung position mo kung hindi ka rin nakipag-anuhan, hindi ka din bumato. Kumbaga, hindi ka din bumato.
Maski siya nag-initiate, attorney, maski initiate niya, siyempre, hindi naman gaganti si Edgar kung hindi siya nag-initiate eh. Pero ang sinasabi mo pa, pagka ganun, medyo mas, ano lang kayo, para meron kayong maitira sa kabila?
Para wala din silang matira sa'yo. Kasi, may ammunition na sila. Although, as you rightly said, siya yung provoke.
Stupid daw eh. Loads of customers. Nakita mo, talagang brito na sa loads na eh, no?
Loads na yung customers. However, obviously, mas stronger yung position mo kung wala siyang sabihin mo, ayan talagang nagtimpi ako, mataas ang tolerance ko for this, and obviously, kahit nasaktan ako, I chose not to react for the sake of na hindi magulantang yung mga customers. You can use that. You can use that to strengthen yung position mo. Hindi ko sinasabi na mali na hindi mo ipagtanggol yung sarili mo. There are better ways na ipagtanggol yung sarili mo. And I think what's most important, and siguro ang objective ni Edgar din, is to make her stop saying that. So, may mga, as I've said, may mga better ways to make her stop doing that, which is to say, look, it's offensive, it's causing offense. Hindi to joke time lang, may mga customers in public, and you should know that. It's reasonable to say that is offensive if shouted loudly in the middle of shop floor. And the only thing that you say is, look, I want it to stop. If you want to joke around, kung ganyan ang kultura, it's offensive to me and I don't want to be a part of that culture. That's, and kung hindi pa rin nag-stop, you raise it as a formal grievance kasi makikita mo baka nandun sa code of conduct that all employees, notwithstanding kung ano yung role mo, must deal with their fellow colleagues and employees with utmost respect and must not cause must not carry out offensive conduct during the time of work. So you can say, look, she's breaching the code of conduct, and I already raised an issue with it, but hindi pa na deal with a quiet word, and now we're having to deal with it formally. So that's probably yung what we call a prudent way to deal with it, na hindi na magiging komplikado, as you can see. Hindi na komplikado yung story niya. Siya din naman, sinabi niya na gano'n na. Diba? And then naging he said, she said, tapos it became a scoreboard kung sino ang mas nag-breach ng code of conduct. Kung medyo you step back, you deal with it, there's only gonna be one scoreboard, which is the other side.
Ayun. Mas mabuti yung medyo mas lamang kayo pagdating sa mga ganyan instances. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Edgar, no? So, supervisor si Edgar, manager yon. Medyo mataas ang posisyon, pero okay pa rin. Alam mo na anong gagawin mo next time, Edgar, no? Okay. Ay, si Jingle. Sabi ni Jingle, Jingle ba to? Sabi niya, stay safe, England. Very popular this time. Sabi niya, dahil nga tayo. Very popular. Thank you very much, no? Ayan. Si Angeli Janea Monroy, Creepen Cuisine. Kainan siguro to. Creepen Cuisine is watching.
Taga-Coronadal po yan. Hi.
Creepen Cuisine. Oy, mabuhay. Alright, mabuhay kayo dyan. Ayan, okay,
Masarap yung mga binibenta po. Masarap yung mga binibenta ni Tin ng Creepen Cuisine. Masarap.
Ano yan? Take away? Ganun? Take away? You can order from or is it like...
Nasa Mindanao po yan.
Hindi, pero ibig sabihin, in-order ba siya o nasa restaurant? Kasi dito sa atin, sarado eh.
Opo, in-order po sa atin.
In-order. Parang take away o take home or parang order na
Yes.
Okay. Creepen, no? Mabuhay kayo, mabuhay.
Sa Pilipinas po, bukas naman ata mga restaurant ata sa Pilipinas.
Hindi ko pa masyadong nababalitaan. Hindi ko sigurado, no? Pero baka maaari nga. Dahil between the UK and the Philippines, Philippines, medyo na sila, no? Medyo konti ang cases doon. Oo.
Cases, yeah.
Ayaw yata ng COVID pag mainit. Okay. Sige. Attorney, sige, magpaalam na tayo. Baka meron ka mga shoutouts nga pala. Babatiin ka or anything. Or may sabihin ka. Baka may mensahe ka pa, no? Go ahead, please, Attorney.
No, I think nag-umpisa tayo sa happy anniversary, Sol and Sonny. I think we should rightly end with that. So happy anniversary sa lovebirds na yan. So happy anniversary. We should end on a high note. We should end on a happy note. So the happy thought is someone with a very strong relationship like you, you and Sol, na ma-celebrate natin ngayon. Kahit na COVID, kahit na hindi kayo makalabas. And I hope yung support bubble natin lahat ay to greet you with happy anniversary, more years to come. So it's an absolute pleasure to be spending it with all of us.
Anniversary. Alam mo, nag-blush tuloy ako niya, Attorney, parang hindi ko sanay ng gano'n. Nag-blush ako kasi parang marami nakakakita di ba? Parang binabati mo ako na
Kahit ako din, parang nag-blush ako din. Happy anniversary. Thank you sa thank you for still being with us kahit special moment lang. So maraming salamat.
Hindi ako kailangan ito, Happy Tuesday, kailangan magkasama tayo. Thank you very much, attorney, for that, for greeting us for on this special day. Siyempre, umabot ng matagal-tagal na rin, and hopefully it goes on, no? Ganun lang naman it's a two-way road, no? Hindi naman pwedeng one-way road. Two-way yan eh. It's a give and take. It's a, di ba, yun ang kagandahan. You have to work out things eh. Walang perfect na samahan talaga, no? Walang ganyan, no? But you have to adjust, no? Give and take. Okay, well, thank you very much, attorney. Nako, and syempre sa mga support bubble natin diyan sa lahat, no? Sa inyo. Thank you for being with us, and we're glad that we have a lot of new names na nakikita natin. Tapos sabi nga ni Mr. Reman magaling ka. Sabi nga, tunay naman talaga mahusay, magaling yung ating abogada. Everybody says maganda. Totoo naman that very pleasant to look at si attorney, no? At di ba? At matalino pa. And it's really an absolute joy for everyone to be with you every Tuesday, and we look forward to being with you, no? So, I guess magpaalam na tayo. Marami sa ngalan mo, attorney, no? At sa ngalan din ng mga nanonood sa atin. Thank you very much. Ito po si Sonny Laragang nagsasabing thank you very much sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay sa amin. Let's do again the Happy Tuesday next Tuesday. Ingat, take care, and God bless. Bye!
Yeah, bye-bye. Keep safe. Bye. Good night.